Meanwhile, we know that scientists around the world are trying to find a vaccine for COVID-19, and one of the first countries to claim early success is Russia. Test results show some mild side effects, but a similar immune response to people who've recovered from coronavirus. Freelance reporter Julia Chapman is following this story for us, and she joins us now from Moscow. Thanks for being with us today, Julia, on this. So this report, published in the Lancet Medical Journal, what can you tell us about the trials?
Well, this is the first time that data has been published from the clinical trials of Russia's front-runner vaccine. It's called the Sputnik V. And what we now know is that 76 participants, volunteers, healthy adults, took part in phases 1 and 2 of the clinical trials. Half of them received 1 dose of this vaccine and the other half received 2. That's what's being recommended for widespread use. And none of them, as we understand from this study, had any adverse side effects, and 100% of them had an immune response. They all produced antibodies against COVID-19, some of them up to 1.5 times higher than patients who had actually recovered from coronavirus. So this is really a vindication for the Russian developers, who came under intense criticism last month when Russian regulators already approved this vaccine before phase 3 got underway. That phase of the trial is now getting going. Moscow clinics have already started to receive doses of this vaccine for more of a widespread rollout. Some 40,000 volunteers will take part in phase 3 of the clinical trials getting underway now.
Julia, not everyone, however, is optimistic about the vaccine. Tell us about some of the concerns around it.
There are certainly still concerns. First of all, let's look at that number. Only 76 participants took part in the first 2 phases of the trial, and only half of them got the recommended dose. They're recommending 2 jabs for building immunity. We don't yet know about the longer-term side effects. These trials only took place during June and July of this year. It will take a lot longer to understand better what the long-term immune response will be against COVID-19. And these were not randomized trials. All participants received the vaccine. They knew they were receiving it. There was no comparison with a placebo. So it's still certainly early days, but the early data from these trials is definitely promising.
Thank you for the latest on this. Freelance reporter Julia Chapman in Moscow.